lock up and slide. But if you got really good suspension, then the suspension will compensate for the weight shifting, so it enables you to brake quicker. It also enables you to turn faster, obviously, because that's what most people think suspension is about. So when you're on a turn, you'll actually feel more stable and you'll feel more confident, and the bike won't wobble or anything on a corner, and you'll go faster. And you know, you can brake later on the straight because, like I said, you can brake better, and even acceleration. You know, like under hard acceleration, yeah, sure. I've ridden a few bikes where you're on a straightaway and you like more powerful bikes, and you accelerate hard, and then the bike will kind of just like wobble. It's just, and that's just, again, poor suspension. If you had better suspension, you wouldn't have that. So by upgrading your suspension, you can turn faster, obviously. You can also brake later in the straights, not so obvious, and accelerate harder without feeling a loss of control. Yeah, as soon as I got the suspension done like 10 days ago. I haven't really ridden anywhere. I just rode the bike home. That was it. It was starting to rain. But just on the ride home from the shop, I noticed that when I brake, the front end goes down a bit now. Because like I said, the springs before were set up for like a 500, 600 pound man, so they were too stiff. So when I would brake, the front end wouldn't really drop, which is a bad thing because it's not really cushioning the shifting of the weight to the front tire. But now it does. When I brake, I actually feel it drop a bit. But it's not unexpected. It's a nice slow drop. Like a nice smooth, the way it should drop, I'm guessing. It's hard for me to say. I don't have, I'm not one of those motorcyclists that can get on a motorcycle and say, oh, this needs to be adjusted on the rear shock, and I can tell the front rebound is a little bit too high, but the compression is a bit too low. There's like 3 different things you can adjust well, at least three that I know of. There's on the front shocks or the rear shock, front forks, the rear shock. There's rebound, compression, and sag that I know of. Sag is the easy one. Sag, you kind of just find out what it should be set at for your weight, and you set it there and you leave it alone. I talk about the sag is what I adjusted in one of my other videos for the rear shock. That's sag. And rebound and compression. Well, rebound, I guess, is how quickly the shock bounces up when it's compressed, and I guess compression is how quickly it compresses. So I guess compression is when the bike is moving down, and then rebound is when the bike bounces back up, and sag is just for your weight. Oh, we got a train. Oh well, I could get up and start dancing. Maybe she's gonna dance too. Do you want to dance with me? We can dance while we wait for the oh, she's running away. I guess the train's gonna be a bitch, so she decided to walk. Dum-de-dum. Oh, there's the train. Yeah, trains, in Canada you don't take trains really, you take buses if anything, like Greyhounds. But trains here are pretty convenient. And they got a new high-speed train that's coming in, one of those like, 300 km/h super trains. It's going to do the whole island in like 2 hours or something. The whole country in like 2 hours. I think it's pretty much built, like the track.